Hi there, this is tuxocher.com. Welcome on my video channel. And when you see this video, Skillum has released Luminar 4 Final release. And in this little video, we want to take a look at Luminar 4, of course, and with the special view on Luminar 4 as a standalone program. So let's go and get into it. Okay, first we want to start Luminar 4 as a standalone program. And after you start, if you don't have a catalog, Luminar 4 will try to create one. We just give the name of the folder. Let's say test here. And after the full start of the program, you go on the plus sign here and add folder with images. Therefore, we'll go to my drive G, which is a SSD and contains the most recent images. Now, okay, as you can see here are the reading and the images. And now we got here the images, and that's same effect when Luminar started with the catalog, that the preview images are behind. You can see that here. Takes a little bit before they are displayed completely. And the other thing Luminar 4 doesn't support is to use the page down and page up or cursor keys to move through this grid more fastly. But I want to show you one effect. That's I'm gonna go down here completely. Okay, here you can see some images of my old 5D Mark II, and according to the info site here, they were made in October 2019. That are, by the way, DNG format, which I captured with my smartphone. And maybe I link to my video about DNG format. And that's one problem or one issue here, because those images were captured on January 2019. Okay, now I go back and define an album with some example images so that we can get into image processing. As you could see, that Luminar 4 is quite fast in reading in the images and folders for the catalog, but it's also behind in displaying the at least thumbnails in the library mode. So my wish at this point would be that they take a little bit longer time to read in the images, and therefore on the other hand display the thumbnail view in the library mode just from the beginning. It's getting a little bit better the more you use Luminar 4, but it's annoying anyway, so that would be a point for Skylum to update this version. As you could see, they also have problems on DNG format. I link in the video description to another video I did on DNG format. That's, in my opinion, not the ideal format, but on smartphones it's the only raw format available. Okay, now let's go to Luminar 4 and make a sample image processing, and let's see how Luminar 4 behaves on this topic. Okay, here we are in our sample album again, and maybe we'll try this image, for example. It's heavily tilted, but we go into the edit mode, and first we take here our crop tool to rotate the image a little bit, like this. Go to done, and then I would try here to go down with the highlights and open up the shadows a little bit. Could here choose the external profiles, but most of them are not that visible. Next thing I would do is AI accent filter. Even open up the shadows a little bit more, and I would try the sky enhancer like this one. Then here we can try a little bit of saturation. Go to the landscape enhancer and try the foliage enhancer. Yeah, that's pretty good. Then we go to the details, small, medium details, and sharpen them a little bit. Go to 100% display. That looks okay. And maybe we add a vignette like this. And in the advanced setting, we could adjust the feathering of the vignette a little bit more. So that looks quite good to me. Now we have to say done. And if we take here before after, that looks pretty good, I think. As you could see, Luminar4 takes quite a while to load the raw file completely, and this problem is even more if you display the preview of the look on the bottom of the window. You can get a little bit of an improvement if you just cut off the display of the looks on the bottom of the line. But still, loading the raw files takes quite a lot of time. And if you view the task manager, you see that the CPU, all 8 cores, are working almost to 95%, though that's a performance problem Skylum has with this software. And now we take a closer look on the sky replacement, because Skylum implemented a improvement on this one as promised during the beta phase. Okay, we are back on our sample album, and we might take this image here. That is a classical candidate for trying out sky replacement, and even here it takes a while for displaying the raw in original. We go to edit, go to creative, and here to the sky replacement, and choose the sky we want to get into the image. And here with the advanced settings, you can defocus the sky, adjust the sky temperature and the sky exposure, that is brightness. But what they did, what in the beta version wasn't implemented, is that you can load your custom own sky image, and I have here a small selection of my own cloud archive. Take like this one, and that's a lot better. There's sometimes some weird colors in the display, and I think that's a severe bug in Luminar 4. Now we can adjust here the brightness a little bit, and maybe we adjust the horizontal position a little bit, like this one. Okay, this way you can choose your own images for sky replacement. That's a pretty improvement on the beta version, but still remember it's an effect and don't use it too often so your images don't get boring. Here you could see that now it's possible to use your own images from sky areas or clouds. You're not bound to the images shipped with the Luminar 4, but anyway, you should use this effect carefully so that your images not get boring, and you should pay attention and that clouds and sky areas fit to the rest of the image so that the effect is not right away visible. Now we get into another problem this version from Luminar 4 has, and that has to do with the histogram, but let's take a closer look at it. Okay, we got here our sample album, And let's go to the first image. It takes quite a while till the RAW is displayed with the right colors as a unprocessed RAW like this one here. If you display the looks and switch to another image, it takes quite a while before the RAW here is displayed and the previews of the looks. If that is bothering you, you just cut off the display of the looks at the bottom line of the display. But okay, now let's go back to this image. You see those colors, and we have to wait a little second till the display is right. That looks okay. Now we go into edit mode, go into light, and I want to show you an effect that Luminar 4 still has. If I change the exposure here with the ruler, let's say down, you see the shadows and all overall that the picture is getting darker. But if you pay attention to the histogram, that is updated only after I release this ruler. As you can see that the histogram is updated only after you release a ruler for exposure or contrast or something like that. That's an absolutely no-go, I think. There might be, or you could try a workaround that you turn on clipping display in the histogram on some images, then you get the display on all areas that are either too bright or too dark, and that they might clip before the histogram is updated. But I figured out that is not working on all images, so Skyrim should work on this bug with the histogram right away. And during the work with the Luminar 4, I occurred another problem, which we take a look on now. Okay, I got here a sample album I generated from a couple of images. We go here to the first one, wait till it's loaded completely. It takes a while. Now we go into the 100% view. Let's go, like, for example, to this corner. And that is what I occurred on a couple images. Here's the same image. I generated a virtual copy and reset all image processing I've done in Lightroom. And now we go here to 100% view also, and if you compare that here, like the structures in the rock or so, I think you can see that the sharpness in the pure raw image in Lightroom is better. As you could see that the sharpness of an unprocessed raw file in comparison to the same image on Lightroom, the sharpness is less, and in some severe cases you might even think that there's something wrong with your lenses or your cameras. And that is the main reason why I think you should Luminar 4 use only as a plugin program, only because this effect doesn't show up if you, like, for example, handle over unprocessed RAW from Lightroom as a TIFF file. Then the sharpness in the display is not affected at all. And there is another problem, I mentioned it already, that is performance. I took 500 images from a time-lapse sequence to convert them to JPEG files, but I quit that trial with the Luminar 4 and took only 40 images. And even on my AMD Ryzen 700X with 32 GB of RAM, and all images are on SSD drives, it took Luminar 4 for 40 images only 6 minutes and 47 seconds to export those images to JPEG, while on the other hand Lightroom only took 47 seconds for this one. So there is a severe performance problem in Luminar 4, and that's why I advise you not to use Luminar 4 as a standalone program, as a plugin program, as a filter program, like with the AI accent filter, the landscape enhance filter, and so they are pretty easy to use and get pretty good results. Just a couple of mouse clicks, that's okay, but as a standalone program, I wouldn't advise Luminar 4. Okay, if you want to buy Luminar 4 and use it as a plugin for, let's say, Lightroom or the other supported programs, the regular price is 89 euros, and if you order it via the link in the video description, you get 10 euros off. If you have any question about Luminar 4, just place them in the comments or in the comments of the corresponding blog post, and maybe you comment what you think about Luminar 4 in this version now. And I hope you liked this video, so that you place a like on the video. And I surely would appreciate it if you subscribe my channel, but be sure to activate the notification for every time I upload a new video on my channel. So that's all for today, and I have to say till the next time, ciao, Tux Oche.